Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here, coming at you with just a short update to let you guys know of something very important that has happened in my life. As you guys might have known, I have mentioned in a couple of cons casts ago that my wife was pregnant, and the predicted date of the child's birth was actually going to coincide with the original release of Bloodborne, which was very, very interesting. He was supposed to be born somewhere around the 5th of February. Well, he wanted to come out a little bit earlier, so he was born on the 28th of January. I'm recording this on the 29th, but I'm not sure when it's going to be up because internet, all that. The past couple of days have been extremely confusing for me. You guys might have seen me in the TGN live stream yesterday, which was the same day that my son was born. You guys are like, what the hell? Your baby boy is born and you go back to work? Well, essentially the way that hospitals work in Portugal, at least the hospital where my wife had the baby, is that after 8 p.m., there is no more visiting time even for the father of the child. So essentially you have to leave after 8 p.m. You just can't stay there. As a matter of fact, let me tell you guys the whole story. For those of you that are interested, I mean, this video is just about talking about my son, as well as a couple of what's going to happen here with the channel, at least for the foreseeable future in the next couple of weeks or so. But I'm going to tell you guys about the whole process of what happened. I'm not going to show you guys video footage or anything like that because I think that is kind of sick that you would post that. I mean, unless you're doing it for, you know, a documentary purposes or something like that, I don't think that's the kind of stuff you really post all over the internet. As a matter of fact, I've made a Facebook post of a picture of me and my son. This was very shortly after he was born, and that's pretty much going to be the only picture that I plan on posting online, because I know there's going to be a couple of people that are really interested, but I also know there's a lot of other people that are like, yes, you had a child. That's great. That's awesome. And now please don't spam us with pictures of your baby, because that kind of stuff happens a lot on the internet. I just want you guys to know that that's not my intention at all. But yeah, there should be a picture of him somewhere in this video, or maybe I'll just put it on top of my face for a little bit so that those of you that don't follow me on social networks and whatnot, you can see the picture that I'm talking about. But yeah. So he was born, he's healthy, everything is fine. Everything is fine with the mother as well. But like I said, I was talking about the whole hospital times and whatnot. So what happened was on the 27th at around 2 p.m., my wife's water broke. So obviously we got everything ready. I drove her to the hospital and she got started. Well, she didn't really get started into anything. She's basically just having contractions and contractions. And it takes a while for things to get going. Like that stuff that you see in movies, let me just tell you, that is a big load of bullshit. All that stuff about, oh, water's broke. Half an hour later, boom, baby's out. Forget about it. My wife was, since the period that her water broke, up until the child was actually born, was about 23 hours. 23 long, excruciating, agonizing hours for the pregnant woman. So that is something that really gave me a whole new perspective about how much mothers actually suffer just giving birth to their child. I mean, this obviously varies on a person-to-person basis. But yeah, as I was saying, so at 2 a.m. we went to the hospital. I was with her until 8 p.m. and then they say, you got to leave. And I was like, but my child isn't born yet. And they're like, yeah, we'll call you. So essentially at 8 p.m., I had to leave. My wife was still like in labor. She had to stay there all alone in the hospital, which I didn't really think that at that stage, I didn't really think it made a lot of sense. But I mean, there's not a whole lot I can really do. It's like, what can I do? I'm not leaving. They'll call security and they'll escort me out. So I left, and then at around 3 a.m., I got a call that like, okay, she's now going into active labor. And I was like, oh my God, I better hurry up so that I'm not late or anything. So I drove from the house of my parents, because I stayed at my parents because it was slightly closer to the hospital, not by too much. But I was like, you know, it's 3 a.m. She's about to, you know, she's about to have baby, whatever. I drove over there. And then it was just like the same thing. She was just in a different room, and I was there with her. and they started hooking her up on drugs and all kinds of stuff, which was when I made my first post that said, my wife's in labor and all she has to say is drugs are good. But yeah, so I stayed there, and I stayed with her all the way, all the night. It was not very good for me, at least. It was obviously not very good for her because she was having contractions all the time. But all I had to sit on was this little stool that they give you to sit on. And then I was like, oh man, I'm so tired, and I can't even sit down on this stool. I would actually like sit down on the floor and like lean over against the wall or something, because I was almost dead at that point, because I had been already awake for a long ass time. And after that, at around noon something, we started actually, you start the actual stage of, okay, the baby's about to come, so now push all that. But she had a couple of issues because she had she was like on her 4th epidural, which she didn't really have a lot of feeling down there because of the drugs. So yeah, it was hard for her to actually push and whatnot, but luckily everything came out fine. I shouldn't really say luckily, I should say skillfully, because we had excellent staff helping us out. And sometimes I feel it's almost offensive when some people say, oh, thank God my baby was healthy. No, thank the professionals who were there helping us out. I don't really think God had a lot to do with it, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe some people are more religious or whatever. I personally, my faith is in the people who studied and the people who were there helping us out. That's where my faith lies. But yeah, so everything went fine. After that, I mean, the picture that you guys have seen on Facebook, the reason why I look like so beat up is because I was already up for about 24 hours at that point. So after that, we had to stay there for a while, obviously, because she was still undergoing treatment and whatnot, because things don't just happen like, oh, you have the baby and then they put you on a cab and you wheel on out home. If you think that's the way things go, well, you got another thing coming. But yeah, so after that, we stayed in that same room where the operation was made. She had a meal. Me, obviously, I didn't eat a damn thing. I ate at some point during the labor. I went to get a sandwich. But yeah, so after that, we eventually were moved to the room where she is at right now, and the reason why I was at the TGN live stream on the 28th was because basically I couldn't be with my son, because after 8, again, they kicked me out. So I went to the TGN live stream. So basically I was over 24 hours of awake, and I wasn't really that sleepy. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do the live stream, which is what I would have done if my wife hadn't given birth to our son. So I went to did the live stream, and then I crashed and I was dead. And then obviously I had to manage the visitors and whatnot, people that went to see the baby the next day, all that stuff. And now I'm here after all this big ordeal. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that that obviously took place. I am now a father, and that is obviously a pretty important phase of my life, and my priorities are pretty much with my baby and my wife right now. So obviously I'm not going to be able to produce as much content as I would like, as a matter of fact, for the next couple of weeks, not just the next week, because even when I come back to producing content, my focus is going to be more so on the TGN side of things, because that is essentially my job. That is essentially what is paying the bills and guaranteeing some kind of future for my child. So I'm going to be focusing a lot on that, making sure that everything is fine on that end. And only when I begin juggling all the things back together again, juggling my my son with my workload with TGN, only then I will be able to start producing stuff onto the channel as well. Does this mean there's not going to be any more videos for the foreseeable future? Not really, because I mean, a lot of the stuff that toddlers do once they're born is they sleep a lot. And so whenever he's sleeping, I am going to try and sneak a couple of videos in here and there. But yeah, that's just something I want to tell you guys about. Um, so if the content is somewhat unstable or you don't know what's happening, why am I not uploading as often? That is obviously why. This is going to be my priority. And until I am able to balance everything again in the channel, it is not going to be, how should I put this? See, you can't just expect the same stability of content that has been happening is where I'm getting at. Hopefully you guys will stick around, support me, because you guys were awesome. As a matter of fact, I have something to say. I mean, my son is barely even just been born, and he's already a bigger success than me on Facebook, for instance, because the post of my picture with my son already has like 233 likes and 80 comments, and I was like, wow. I'm out here posting every goddamn day. I'm out here posting my videos, making posts about stuff that's happening, and I get like 10 likes and I'm happy. I post a picture of me with my son, 233 likes. My son is already a much bigger success than I will ever be. I just think that's hilarious. But yeah, that was really cool. Thanks a lot for the support in that post, by the way, guys. I really appreciate all of your kind words. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, that is pretty much the gist of it. In case you guys are wondering, what else have I been doing, if anything at all? I've been fooling around with this bad boy a little bit whenever I have a little bit of a free time. I haven't really mentioned this on my channel yet, but I did do an unboxing for TGN. I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not, but it should be on the playlist, my TGN playlist that's on my channel. If you just go to the channel, there's a TGN playlist there. And I did an unboxing for this, which was actually filmed with my wife. And this, in case you guys don't know, is the Ambassador Edition of the new 3DS. So this is something that I've been playing around with, because I hadn't really played a 3DS ever before. So I've been playing a lot of 3DS recently, particularly because it's also convenient having a handheld when you're stuck hours on end in a hospital. It actually gets pretty convenient to have one of these around so that you can play a couple of games here and there. But yeah, I should be talking a little bit more about the 3DS in my next couple of videos, because naturally I made an investment here. I bought the console, and I've gotten a lot of support from Nintendo in terms of titles. So like I got like over already 10 games on that thing so that I can play them and get a good feel for the device. And I will be telling you guys about the 3DS. Because yeah, obviously Monster Hunter 4. I mean, you guys know that I'm pretty excited about Monster Hunter 4, although I'm a lot more excited about my son right now. So yeah, lots of good stuff ahead. I'm going to take a bit of a break from TGN as well, as is to be expected, for the next week and maybe a couple of days. But hope to be back as soon as I get everything straightened out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Expect, maybe a couple more videos a little bit down the line whenever the kid is sleeping. Right now, he's not home, by the way, which is why I'm recording this. My wife is still at the hospital. It is past 8 p.m. at this point, which is why I can't be there. My wife's at the hospital with my son, and I'm just sitting here like, So I made this video just to keep you guys up to date. Thank you very much for watching. Leave me all the comments, feedback, all the kinds of good stuff in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.